Welcome to Evolution. My name is Brandon Fogal. This is the only legitimate evolution there is. Today we are talking about Candace Owens. She is digging into conspiracy theories like nobody's business, and she has just brought up the fact that could Charlie Kirk have been a time traveler? And did he know in advance that he was going to die young and possibly while at turning point? This is very interesting, and I got to start off with this. I just hit my head pretty hard. In real life, I literally just hit my head on the same spot that I've hit my head multiple times. So I don't know if I'm thinking clearly. I don't think I got a concussion, but I got a spot on my head. I thought that the hat would cover it, but might as well just show you all. I've gashed my head so many times. All right, let's just dive into this. All right, so this is wacky. Not hit your head or wacky, but this is pretty wacky. I don't want to start it off with that. I don't want to, because I don't want to just say what she is saying because she's saying about dreams. I don't want to just say that she's off her rocker or anything like that. She's losing touch with your reality, because I agree with conspiracy theories. I think there is rabbit holes that we can go down. And when she brings up the Mandela Effect, that is a real thing. And the Berenstain Bears, cornucopia with Fruit of the Loom, and different things like that. Like we do seem like we are in different timelines. Something has happened. Just seriously, the Berenstain Bears things. I have a lot of Berenstain Bears books. We got kids, and I looked up there. It's spelled Berenstain Bears. It's not Steen anymore. It was always Steen. And then also she brought up about Jiffy peanut butter. Is that not a thing? I don't know. I always knew Jiffy peanut butter. There's so many things going on, but let's dive into this. All right, so this is where she's going to bring up Charlie Kirk as a time traveler.
It is an absolute fact that Charlie Kirk thought that he was a time traveler. He told me he was a time traveler repeatedly. I showed you guys that text message exchange. I said to him in response that I didn't feel the same way and that I thought I was from another planet, that I was an alien my entire life. Just do not get it here. This planet is ghetto.
I think a lot of people feel like that. I don't feel like... I'm always asking myself, why am I here? Why am I here? Time traveler? I want to start off and bring this up. I know we say a lot of crazy things and then things happen. I'm going to voice this. I've always felt, or maybe not always, but recently, I've always felt that I was going to die in 2036. Whether that comes true or not, or whether, Jesus returns before then, or I die before then, I don't know. I've for some reason always felt like that. But me saying that when 2036 comes and goes and I'm still here, I say a lot of loony things. A lot of people say loony things. A lot of people say things off the cuff. They're not really being serious, or maybe they just feel like it. But some things can land, some things don't.
That's how I feel. I don't understand it. The rules don't make sense. I think that's also why I like cats so much. I feel that they can relate to that. They think humanity is ghetto. They don't want to be around us. They don't like us. They know.
I don't like cats. I mean, I kind of like cats from a distance. Some people like them, some people don't.
It's ghetto. It is ghetto here, right?
It is ghetto.
Well, and
okay, that's certainly interesting. Whether Charlie Kirk was a time traveler or not, this seems Looney Tunes. But have you all ever heard of Oz Perlman? This is a guy that's been on my mind, and what he is doing, and I know a lot of mentalists do. There are things that people are doing that they have some type of something going on. It's either just spiritual, which is a way of just saying we don't know what the hell's going on, or it's like there is some technology that he has or that other people have. Like there's some things that are just unexplainable, and I would just say discount this like, oh, she's going off the deep end in a lot of ways. But I mean, it does. If I wasn't a Christian, and that is the ground, the reality that I have to tether myself to, and I would, if I didn't believe in that, if I wasn't a Christian, I would buy into all that we are in a simulation, because it feels like we are in a simulation. And it feels like the history is being rewritten, like things in the past have been rewritten in our minds, or we just heavily influenced. I don't know what's going on, but this is where I have to like recalibrate, realign myself that in the Bible, and I'm bringing this to the Bible, and Candace is a Christian as well. I'm bringing it to the Bible says that all of our days are written before one of them comes to be. Like they're set. Locked and loaded. It's not changing. We're not going to be able to change the future. We're not going to be able to change our future reality. It's going to happen one way or the other. So That's the reality that I have to live in. And these things that are just deceptions and things that seem like they alter existence and what's actually happening, it could be a component of spiritual entities, things that we don't see. There is an unseen force that is out there. I believe that. I think that is happening. I mean, these things. There's so many in our life. Like when some things that really mess me up, and I don't know about you, is thinking about that things were existing before I was born. Like, and seeing, like, and this has only have been happening lately, is because you're only in tune with your own consciousness. You don't you think that everything revolves around you, or at least I do sometimes. And I'm like, well, everything doesn't revolve around me because things were existing before I was born. I see videos. I see shows that were happening. That like I wasn't alive then. Like I don't know. Things like that blow my mind. And I don't know about you if you're just thinking about that. Is that what happens when you die? I don't think that's what happens when you die. I think that we are in a like kind of a in the waiting room kind of thing, ready to step into real life when we die, which is going to be in God's reality. We're kind of like in a testing period, but it does feel like matrixy simulation that we're all like hooked in. But this is where she's going to bring up this technology that she thinks that the deep state has uncovered, that the CIA has uncovered, ancient Sumerian technology.
Let's just pretend that, there was no cornucopia. Anyways, this brings us obviously to the CIA's project Looking Glass. Essentially, there were these whistleblowers, like I told you, in the military and within the CIA apparatus that came forward to reveal that the deep state had a technology, which they stole, of course. Please do not miss the part that I keep explaining to you. These people are not smarter than you. They're just more evil. They steal, they plunder, and they steal things, and then they rewrite history.
This whole thing, I understand that. I mean, there's a lot of evil actors out there. But just to say, like, because they found this technology, that they stole it, that they're evil, I don't know. Maybe they just came upon it. Maybe they just arrived at it.
And pretend that they were geniuses. Anyways, they have a knack for murder. They have a knack for theft. And this time, just like a lot of times before, they stole a device from the ancient Sumerian civilization that's located in modern day Iraq.
So does that mean we stole from Iraq? Because I'm trying to wrap my head around this. I think as America, if we go into places and we are spilling our treasure and our blood, yeah, it kind of becomes ours. We're suffering, trying to bring peace and stability to it. It can become ours. So I mean, there's evil people out there, but it always feels like, and just this is from a personal element. I don't know about you, but I see that people always think the evil is always outside of me. They're the one that's always evil. Those people out there are evil, and I do it myself. I what is it? I'm trying to say. I assign bad motives or evil motives to people other than me. They're the ones that are evil. I'm the one that's only thinking right and clearly. I'm the one that's good. I think that we can get bought into this. Even the most evil people in this world, they're still a human. And they're just way off on the deep end. They're doing something but it's not like we couldn't become that. We all have the possibility, maybe not all the things that our hands that we can reach and do. We don't have all the freedom that they do or the ability or put in the right position. But it's like, you never know if you were put in those exact same circumstances, how you'd be. I'm just trying to think her saying that they took this technology. Maybe it becomes ours. It becomes ours. If there's something out there, like if this is a legitimate thing, I would want it. I would want to find out. I would want to try to find what the future is. So it's like, just because they're taking something, if it is American officials that have done this, went in there and they took this, I don't know. I'm just kind of like losing my losing steam and losing my head in a lot of things about conspiracies. Candace has almost opened everything, and it's like almost too much. And it's like, I don't know. It's like she's lost a lot of credibility with me when she's saying things that about Charlie Kirk, and she's just casting it on everyone. I lost a lot of how much can I believe what you're saying? Because if you're saying so many different things and a lot of things, you just kind of move on to the next thing instead of hunkering down. If there really was something going on and really isolating what you believe, I'm struggling. I'm in this kind of dissonance period Like, because I do feel like I sometimes she has, and I hate to use the word, and I've really been hesitant about using this word about a spell, and like, because I don't want to say anything about her like that it would be wrong or something like that. But sometimes I feel like I get into a trance of listening to her and the things that she's bringing up. I don't know about you, and because I really enjoy listening to Candace Owens at times. Sometimes I'm just like, whoa, 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 and especially how she's been riding this Charlie Kirk train and finding this. I would like to get to the bottom of it, and there's so many mixed signals that we get, like, oh, I should feel this way about it. And then I go back and, oh, no, I should feel that way about it. I think she's doing like overall, like she's bringing attention to a lot of things that I don't think that everybody has the power to do. And she's like exposing a lot of things, but it's like when you're throwing in a lot of nonsense and things that really don't align, and you're that quick to just run, you forget about it. That's where I kind of it's lost me a little bit. But this bringing up about ancient technology, there's some things like I bring about Oz Perlman, like how the freak is he doing those things? How is he doing those things? Because every podcast he goes on to, every show he goes on to, he does it, and the people are always like, "Oh my gosh," and I'm like, "You don't understand. You don't see that he knows what you're thinking. He says he's not a mind reader. He knows what you're thinking. He sees it, and he does all these things like he acts like he's figuring it out as he goes along. He's not. So something is going on there. It is not just this woodenly literalistic world that we're inhabiting anymore. There is things that are coming to light, things that we thought were just impossible. This era of modernity, of just straight evolution and what materialistic bullshit that we're just been fed our whole life, it has been torn open, and things are seeping through that used to be just fantasy world, and now it's like, and a pinpoint example is Oz Perlman for me. I know everybody's familiar with him. I know everybody's watching him and loves him, but like that itself is like, we're seeing behind the veil. What do you got coming? What's deeper going on? And I might as well just throw this out there as well. He is my candidate for AC, as in Antichrist. And I don't like to just lightly say that, but he's like, I know everybody has different people that they would think that, oh, Obama's going to be the Antichrist, or Trump is, or MBS, Mohammed bin Salman, or whatever. I feel like I'm in a horror movie, and he's the killer that I'm riding with. I'm not going to back off. I think he might not be. He might turn out not to be that at all, and I might see him in heaven as a Christian and be like, man, that was silly of me. But who has the potential of it? I would say a true Christian can't be the Antichrist, but anyone could fit the category. But I just wanted to I just wanted to throw that out there, just because where you see where I'm coming at, who I am. It's maybe not the best thing, but like, why not? There is going to be an Antichrist. He's just the person, like, he seems so good and nice, and I love watching him, but that just feels like that could almost be a component of it, and I don't want that. I'm throwing that out there, because of what he is doing. He is doing literal signs and wonders with what he is doing with his mind. And he can't reveal it. He never exposes it. It shows it. He just says, I can't go there. I lose, it's not a good business plan if I reveal that, But with Candace, with all that she has been talking about and bring it up, I don't talk, Charlie Kirk, time traveler, maybe. No, I actually literally I don't think it is. I don't think people are traveling in and out, But I mean, maybe it is possible. Maybe it is possible, But man, that just opens up a whole new can, If that is actually, I know it's because it seems all about sci-fi movies, but if it really is a possibility, I'm excited to see what else she has, because she's certainly intriguing and entertaining. All right, we'll leave it at that. Follow me on X and Instagram at Brandon Fogal, and have a great rest of your day.